Shavua Tov. This is Motzaei Shabbat, Parshat ReEh, 5777. And it was Shabbos Mavarchim, Rosh Chodesh Elul. It would be Rosh Chodesh this coming Monday night. It's 4 weeks to Rosh HaShana. And our thoughts turn to this time. This time is a time called Yemei Din V'Rachamim, a time of judgment, but also of love. How could it be both? Nobody wants to suffer. No one wants to have a bad decree. And what's the price for that? So our sages teach us, of course, that the key formula for this time of year is teshuvah, tefillah, tzedakah. Return to Hashem, to keep His Torah, to seek our potential, to pray and cry out to Hashem, and to give tzedakah, be kind and sharing with others. At the same time, there are many other things that we're taught to focus on. And I want to share with you a thought. It is said that at this time of year, especially these last couple of months and the month of Elul, stuff happens. Hashem should protect us. That stuff happens. And one of the reasons is, and it seems that Hashem may be being harsh with us, but part of it is to clear out our account, so that when we come to Hashem on Rosh HaShana, through Yom Kippur, that Hashem has already, so to speak, exacted payment for us and can bless us with the good year that we're pleading for and that we really want. I saw a very interesting parable conveyed in the name of Rabbi Ephraim Waxman, it should be well, by Rav Dov Kilson, the Mashgiach Ruchani in Yeshiva Darkei Torah in Far Rockaway, in a booklet that was published in memory of Rabbi Victor Glazer back in 2006. And it goes like this. He quotes it in the name of the Chidushei Harim, the Gera Rebbe. There was a wise man who knew the language of the birds. It's something well known to our sages that a person can understand the language of animals, even of plants. And there was a wise man who knew the language of the birds. And there was a man who really wanted to learn this. So he pleaded with the man to please teach him. And the man said, no, it's dangerous. But he kept persisting, and finally the wise man said, all right, I'll teach it to you. And after learning this skill, the man went on his way. Suddenly he heard the birds telling one another that a fire would break out in this man's house the next day. So he ran home, and he got the fire brigade to protect his home, and he made sure that no fire broke out. Another time, he heard a bird say that he would suffer massive losses in his business. So he took all the precautions necessary, and indeed he saved his business from collapse. And several times he heard birds talking about different sufferings that would befall him, and because he was warned in time, he was able to save himself from loss. But one day he heard the birds talking that he was going to die suddenly the next day. Rahman al-Islam. And he was seized with fear, and he went running to the wise man to ask him, what can I do to save myself? And the wise man told him, I told you that learning the language of the birds is dangerous. God had sent you all these previous sufferings so that He wouldn't have to take your life, and He would suffice with your suffering instead. But now that you evaded all the decrees that he had sent against you, you will have to pay with your life. Rachmanu litzlan, God save us. Here in the month of Elul, we have a special opportunity that when things don't go quite the way we want them to, and the Gemara says that if you reach into your pocket and you want to take out a dime, and you wind up taking out a nickel, although almost nobody carries these things with them anymore, that this is suffering that Hashem sends. Or if a person cuts his finger, that drop of blood can be instead of death penalty. And this is one of Hashem's kindnesses in judgment. These are the days of din v'rachamim, of judgment and God's love. And so we have a special opportunity before Rosh Hashanah that whenever something doesn't go quite our way, that we embrace it and we say to Hashem, thank you Hashem, and please accept this as payment and in suffering for whatever else I would have to pay, whatever greater payment I might have to pay. And Hashem will bless us to be able to think that way and to feel that way, and to be conscious in that way, and subsequently, Im Yirtzeh Hashem, He'll bless us with a K'tivah v'Chatima Tova, a year of all the blessing that He wants to give us, and give us the ability to receive it. Shavua Tov, K'tivah v'Chatima Tova.